the dough after it has risen quite well. Add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and knead them, and this is the dough after it has actually risen for the first time. It's quite soft, so when you're mixing it, make sure it's a little bit on the sticky side, and coat it in olive oil. And the reason why I'm just showing this part is in particular just to show how I stretch it out when I'm kneading it, and then how I shape the dough. And this is for Emily, my niece, who asked me for the recipe. I usually make up the batch and triple it, so I could make 3 loaves of bread at a time. And I have an old Kenwood Major, like a Kenwood Chef, but bigger, which can handle this amount of dough at a time. So that's handy for me. Rather than rolling out the dough, I just squeeze it between my hands, between my fingers, first one way and then the other, just to make it longer, and just sort of shake it and stretch it out, hold it up in the air and shake it and stretch it out, rather than using a rolling pin. I just found it more efficient and you get more stretching going on without squeezing out too much of the bubbles, so you do want to get the big bubbles out. Stretching it out and then rolling it up, you get that really nice texture on the inside. So you're just improving the texture all the time by doing these different things to the dough, rather than just forming it into a ball and dumping it into a pan. It makes a difference to the finished product and it makes it more enjoyable. Sealing up the ends and along the top like that, it traps all the gas inside it, so it just makes an airier, lighter loaf as well. I let the bread dough rise to the top of the tin before I bake it, and that way you get a nice sized loaf. The bread is lovely and soft and has great keeping qualities. I use honey because that's what I have, but you can use sugar in the recipe. The vinegar is just for storing, so it keeps a bit longer, and the amylase enzyme is actually to stop the starch from stiffening once it gets a little bit older, so it stays fresher for longer. So anyway, you can see how nice and soft it is. It really does have that Wonder Bread type feel to it, if that's the kind of bread you're looking for. If you want it more like a brioche style loaf, just add more honey and olive oil.